Hey folks, what's up, ET? Hopefully that saw's not too loud. I got a 5-gallon bucket of cracked up, pretty much junk Georgetown that some of it is going to be completely garbage, like this, and some of it I might be able to get a biface out of. Just going to depend, but we'll see. The ones that work out will work out. The ones that don't, I won't sweat it. This actually came out of a junk pile at John's when I was picking up rock there. I had picked up I probably picked up several hundred pounds of it. When I was picking up rock, and it was just in this junk pile. By the well, I can probably get some bifaces out of it. And at the time, I was out of Georgetown, so I was getting it just to get me by. And then I turned around and went and picked up a couple thousand pounds right after that. So I never got around to using it. All right, there's a problem. There we go. Oops. There is still some usable material in it, so that's why I hate to just toss it. I got so much stuff around here like that that's I don't want to throw it away or throw it in a scrap pile, and I don't have time to process it all. So it may come down to I need to make some boxes available that are, let's just say, not, there's going to be lots of good material in it, but you have to work through it. Alright, there's one biface. I also I posted a picture earlier. I made this Abbey point earlier, and anyways, it's a Flint River or Georgia Coastal, whatever you want to call it. But these are going to be a new preform, point specific preform that's going to be available. Alright. That's actually a pretty good flake right there. Boy, that's a nice arrowhead flake right there too. This is a pretty decent piece right here, not too terrible. That one's got, if that don't go too deep, which it don't, that's a nice arrowhead in that one too. That's all Cortex at this end. Another arrowhead flake. See, this one snuck by because this is a pretty good piece of rock. Trying to utilize my solid copper bopper here. Figured this stuff would be kind of rough, and I'm not as good with solid copper bopper as I am with a lead field, not even close. But I need to learn. Right there. Ooh. Someone asked me, how much leather do you got on your leg? It's a lot. That's some air biface. I'll probably heat treat these, I don't know. Let's see. There's a little piece. There's a crack coming in there, so yeah, it's got a pretty good size crack in it. Might not get enough out of this one. My wife's in the house watching bull riding, and I thought, well, I'm gonna come out here and do a little bifacing and shoot a little video. I do need to get up and move that fan pointed over this direction. That's a substantial square edge here. Steel. I'm also got, I went through some stuff and I got a whole bunch of little bifaces. By little bifaces, I mean like 1.5 inches to 3 inches, with an average of probably 2.5 inches, something like that. And a mix of materials. I made about a gazillion little bifaces. Back when I first started, I'd like to just make bifaces, and I did a lot of it. I just made them and stashed them away. Another biface. It ain't a big one. I mean, it's just a little biface, but it's still 2.5 inches long. I mean, it's still going to make a pretty decent point. You probably save pretty much all the length, and then, you know. So ain't no reason to be throwing that stuff away. That's for sure. Here's a piece got a crack in it. You can make a point out of that probably. Yeah, you can make a point out of that little one. Let's see here. There it went half. Probably not going to mess with that right now. That one give up on me. Here's one. Let's see what we can do with this one. This one's got just full of cracks. Again, this was out of the John's trash pile. Good reason why it was there, right? Can we get this off there or not? Alright. I was thinking about something else. I was totally in another world there. Sorry about that. I wasn't even here with you. Y'all let me know what happened, because I got no idea, because I was somewhere else. I know where I was. My wife was just giving me a bunch of crap about my ADHD. She's cleaning out the spare room. We got a spare room. We've been using it for storage. And then whenever people come and stay, then we usually put them up in the motorhome. I mean, there's TV out there, air conditioning, heat, you know, water, toilet, shower, everything's out there. But she wants the guest bedroom back. We got some people coming. My daughter's getting ready to have a baby, and she was scheduled to have a C-section on the 2nd of September. But my dad's triple bypass is scheduled for the 2nd as well. And so when she's at the doctor, of course this depends on whether or not the baby stays in long enough, but and he may not. Anyway, so they changed her appointment till the 4th for the C-section, so I can try and be there at both, because obviously I feel like I need to be there when my dad's having his... We don't have my mom no more. She's not around. She passed away this time last year. And a lot of you that's been following the channel knew that. But, anyways, I need to be there when my dad's having a surgery and support him. But I also want to be there when my grandbaby's born. Hopefully that all works out. But I've already made my mind up that if it does happen on the same day, I'm going with my dad. So then I'll just have to go up and see baby Daniel. They're naming this one Daniel, which is my actual name and my dad's actual name. He goes by Mike, but his name's actually Daniel. So was my my grandpa. There's no first, second, or third, or any of that stuff. Just a bunch of Daniels. My son's name, my son Jesse, his name's Daniel also. So I messed this thing up. I got to talking, and I don't think I can fix this. Actually, I got to drifting off somewhere. And this mess happened to me. Yeah, I got a great big old... Yeah, it's a mess. It's what you guys turned in for, right? To watch me make a mess. You guys are probably like, what makes you think I'm tuned in? Alright, we got it. That's one I'll have to save for myself a nap, because it's goofy. Although it is getting a little more straightened out now. There's another one. Alright, what we got here? Here's a pretty good sized chunk. Let's see if we can knock a nice flake off there. Yeah, that piece will be alright. I'm gonna make an arrowhead. Another arrowhead. That one coming in half. I also got a whole lot of flakes I need to start moving. I do sell some, but I really need to start pushing those, getting rid of them, because I need to start making some room in here. So, probably going to be some pretty reasonable boxes of flakes. That'll be we'll have stuff like we're knocking off here. It has some Tia Cook and and miscellaneous whatever. Probably some Buffalo River, just whatever flakes I got. Just be a medium flat rate box of goodness. This thing's got a crack right down the middle of it. Yep. Crackiola pudding right there. Not even gonna mess with that one. Alright, let's try this. See what happens. Look how busted up that is. No telling if there's anything. That's actually not a bad piece of flint right there. These thick pads make a difference when you're spalling and all that stuff. I don't like the end of the day with a bruised up leg. Mostly decided to do this because I got a load of this Georgetown, mostly bifaces. Going in. I'm leaving on Monday. I won't probably be back till I might be back Tuesday, or I may not be back till Wednesday. I'll be in Missouri. So if you're in Missouri, you want to take me rock hounding, let me know. Anyways. Still playing around with fog. I am doing some percussion napping as well, but really using that fog napping to improve my pressure flaking skills, and it hasn't helped. It has helped. That's what I was trying to say. Which, when I first started, I had developed my pressure flaking skills to a pretty high level, but only doing percussion, I've kind of let that kind of slack a little bit. I don't know that you can. See if we can pop that back off. Plus didn't have a bad spot on it. Take most of my flakes off this bottom because this top side seems to be pretty decent. So unless I take out a bunch of big scooping flakes like that. All right, come on now. Ooh, they come apart. May not be able to save anything out of this one. Ooh, I scooped it out again. I wonder if that's just my bad or probably. That dude's pretty thin already. It needs straightened up, but it is pretty thin. Alright, what are we gonna... Let's do a piece that's a little different. This one's got some issues in it, so this one probably isn't gonna work out. That's pretty down there. Got a long ridge down this top right here. I'm gonna see if I can send a flake down it, and it did not. Still didn't. That one went. Ooh, I busted it in half. Well, it busted on one of them things coming in there. We still got this piece, which is good. I've been fog napping a little bit of Kia Cook. And I love that one. I also bought just bought a little bit of rock for myself, personal rock. Actually, I might let some of it go, but not the coral. I just ordered some coral from Dan Yoder, Million Souls Mine. Alright, there's a little biface. We want to biface next. I got all kinds of clunkers in here. Clunkers and chunkers and stuff I don't know if it's any good. Got a chunk of Parker Quarry Novaculite here. Knocked down on this edge right here. The bottom of this is pretty flat, so we got to get this coming off. This big turtle back. So we knocked down, that brought this edge up. Actually didn't come over it as well as I thought it would. Yeah, and I actually ordered slabs of the Florida coral, mostly because the stuff is so dang expensive. I actually have no idea how many inches. He doesn't sell it like that, I guess. And I wasn't real clear on the pile that I was buying or any of the rest of that stuff, so it's going to be a surprise what shows up, but I'm sure it'll be all good. But that coral is most definitely not cheap. But it is pretty stuff. There's another biface. There's a piece of painted. And I actually think I may not biface this. This is all Cortex around this outside. I was considering flattening this out and fogging this too. We might do that. We might save this for another video, and I'll flatten this out on the saw and show you guys how to take a flake like this and nap it. So we'll save that one. I don't know if this piece of buffalo is any good. It's got a lot of Cortex around here on this outside, so. Sometimes that Cortexy stuff will nap, and sometimes it won't. I've had some trial and error going, learn how to heat this Frisco. Here's a piece of it. You can see how shiny that is. And I believe this piece is done. But I heated it the first time to 450 to soften it up some, because that stuff is tough. So I heated it to 450 to soften it up some, and then I think I took it to 500 for 12 hours along with some other stuff, and that turned some of it, the high grade stuff, into glossy like this, but the majority of it definitely not. And I threw it back in with some what was left of what there is of it, in with some Buffalo River. This is the first go around on the Buffalo. So when this comes out, then I will test it and the Buffalo. Whatever can come out will come out, and then I will run it all up. I think if I do Frisco again, I think I got a different way I'm going to go about doing it. I'll still do the softening up part, but then I think I'm going to go to a little higher temperature the first time. We'll see. There's a biface. So let's biface this piece of Frisco. I've actually not napped any of this ever. So fella that brought me this Frisco, and asked me if I'd heat it. So I'm heating it for him on the halves. Alright, let's see. Ooh, got a crack in it right there. That crack goes all the way into right there. I thought that was a clean piece. Apparently still had some issues. And this stuff does have a lot of fractures and stuff. But I know if we do this again, I need at least 3 times the amount we put in there, which I'm not sure how much it was, but to make it worthwhile. That kiln holds a lot of material. I'm not even sure how many buckets, but it's quite a lot. And I actually have a cage in it, which takes up a lot of the space. So I wonder if I can get underneath this crack. How deep it goes. It's not all the way. I can see part of it right there, but don't go all the way underneath. I actually think we're under it now. This is Oklahoma flint. Help if that wasn't so rough. I'm getting some crushing. Your bopper gets too rough. You start getting crushing before the flake initiates. Undetached flake. Alright, there we go. Frisco. Let's see what else we got. There's one that's obviously got a few issues. Oh, we're already up to 44 minutes. We'll probably run this an hour and then we'll call it good or close to it and see how many we got. Now we got more of them. That's a real good flake right there. That's a really good flake right there too. Nice thin big flake like that. That'll make a point pretty fast and pretty easy. biface. See if we can fix anything out of this mess. Big thin flake right down that like that. All right. Yeah, so this was kind of an impromptu. Is that what the word is? Impromptu. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Video anyways. So I didn't have anything lined up I wanted to talk about or the rest of that stuff. Just been busy in the leather shop. And built the rifle sling and a couple knife sheaths today. And got a crack coming in there. Starting to look like something now. Probably don't to you guys, but it is. Unless I blow it up. Some big old dipping flakes. Blew that thing off there. Another good biface. Let's see, what else do we want to do? This is a piece of nasty Kia Cook that I pot lidded and everything else. And I don't know that I can straighten it up. Ooh, should have known those. I had my fingers around it, but just couldn't handle it, I guess. Couldn't handle all the excitement, just had to break in half. It's got an awful lot of... There's some inclusions in this that nap through it just fine, and they look good in the point. Like those nap through real well. You can see how shiny that material is. I mean, that is... There's some good material there, and there's a point in it if I can keep from busting it up too bad. A lot of issues to straighten out in this piece. Still might not work out. Thinking it will though. That dude's already thin. Yeah, see, it naps right through that stuff, and it looks good. All right, here's a piece of buffalo. This will be the last one. This little video. I never did turn that fan around. It's hot. As hot as it is outside, and it's really hot, just like it probably is most everywhere else. And then that kiln going, I just don't have enough air conditioning to handle it. Wintertime is going to be great. But if I'm going to keep the kiln in here, I'm going to have to either increase my AC or get the kiln out of here. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. This is the Buffalo River. well, this one edge along here is a little close to the cortex, I guess. Another biface. Alright, well let's see what kind of mess we made. I know I didn't even get a dent put in this stuff. Not even close. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we're going to work this piece, fog nap this. We're going to make this into a fog nap preform from a flake or small spall, and I'll probably show that on video, so we won't count that one. So we got 14 of them here, and it's fun. Been a little while since I sat down and made a bifacing video. Probably gonna percussion nap this one. I've never worked a piece of this, so I went through a lot of effort to. I've been going through a lot of effort of heating that stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and nap this one. Let's see how it turns out. But you can see that stuff's really glossy, really glossy. I bet my buddy Keith would like this stuff. But good nice pieces like this, he would. He likes that glossy material, but who don't, right? Well, there we have it. Y'all appreciate you guys watching. You all hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Keep napping.